Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship Match Week 15. We are 15 games through the season already, and this is the last before the November international break. So, let's get on with it, shall we? So, a brief cover on last week. Liam, how many points did you get?
Again, not enough.
Yes, last week Liam got 7 and I got 10. So, another week on top for me, and the scores are Liam 71, me 96. So there is now a 25-point gap. But now on to the fixtures. So first up, Liam, would you want to go first for this one? Watford versus Bristol City.
Right, well, Watford are very much strong at home this season. I think that's gone a little bit under the radar. And Bristol City starting to slump a little bit. So, in the Championship, you can't be too confident back in Watford. I am going to back them, but don't be surprised if Bristol City win this one. But I've gone 1-0 Watford.
So yeah, Watford off the back of a 1-1 away draw at Portman Road, and Bristol City off the back of a 1-0 home loss to Blackburn Rovers. I'm going to also go for Watford here, 2-1. Now, on to Blackburn versus Derby. Last week, both teams won, and both teams are in an upward trend at the moment. And this is a really tough one to call. Personally, I think this one will be a draw, 1-1.
Well, this is a very tasty fixture due to obvious recent events. John Eustace jumping ship to leave Blackburn to join Derby. Um, Obviously, the summer transfer window saw a lot of current or even former Blackburn players head towards the East Midlands side. Blackburn are on a 3-match winning run, Derby 4 matches. So yeah, very tough game to call. My initial prediction was 2-2. However, I read more into Blackburn, and it looks like there's a couple of injuries and a couple of suspensions. So I'm wondering, will that play into Derby's hands? I'm going to say yes, but this very well could be 5-0 Blackburn, 3-0 Derby, 4-4, who knows. But my prediction is Blackburn 1, Derby 2.
So on to Hull Portsmouth.
Well, Hull are looking very different at the moment. They're a good side, good footballing side, but they desperately need McBurney to return to the squad. And Pompey have had their star man return to the squad, but it's just not happening in front of goal. So I think this will be a very low scoring game. And in terms of form and performances, I feel like backing Hull seems like the smart choice. So I will go 1-0 to the home side.
So last week, Hull was on the end of a 2-1 loss to Derby. Hull at Portsmouth off the back of a 0-0 home draw to Wrexham. Um, as you mentioned, Portsmouth are now the lowest scorers in the league, and something really needs to get a move on for them. I do back them to score here, and I don't know why, I just think it'd be a draw. I'm going to go Hull 1, Portsmouth 1. Now on to Millwall versus Preston. Millwall last week got absolutely hammered 4-0 at Birmingham. And Preston, they were 2-1 winners against Swansea. So, in terms of last game, it seems like this leans into one side. But I think I'm going to go with a surprise. I'm going to go for the other side. Millwall 2, Preston 1.
In the matter of just a few days, Millwall were the second side to get thumped 4-0 at St Andrews. Preston are looking quite good right now. I do think they'll need a little bit of magic to beat a stubborn Millwall side. But that being said, I feel like a draw seems highly likely. So I've gone what seems to be a trend with a lot of half-12 kickoffs, 0-0.
Now on to Middlesbrough Birmingham.
Well, another side hitting form right now, Birmingham City. Borough have dropped points lately. Haven't won in 3. Would it be slightly surprising to say Birmingham could win this? Don't know, but I'm going 2-3.
Yes, so Middlesbrough off the back of a 1-1 away draw at Leicester, and Birmingham off the back of a 4-0 home win, 2 4-0 home wins. And I think the goals will continue to flow for Birmingham, so I'm also going to go with a Birmingham win, 1-2. Now on to Norwich versus Leicester. Both sides, I think, it's fair to say that it's been disappointing. Norwich more so. I'm very surprised. I don't think Liam Manning has been sacked yet. And you just wonder, surely his days are numbered. And I think a 7th defeat at Carrow Road, I think will surely seal it. I'm going to go Norwich 0, Leicester 2.
Well, I had this logic with Coventry a few weeks ago. While they were at the time still unbeaten, I kept backing them to win. This applies for Norwich, but losing at home. Until they do anything other than lose, I'm just going to keep backing the other side, and I'm going to back the opposition. I've gone Norwich 1, Leicester 2.
Now on to Sheffield United versus QPR.
Well, the home side look in a whole heap of trouble, but I can't see QPR bettering Blades here because they are looking very, very, very poor, QPR. So I've said 2-0 Sheffield United.
So Sheffield United was off the back of a 3-1 away defeat to Coventry, and QPR off the back of a 2-1 home loss to Southampton. Surely Sheffield United win this. If they don't, they're in trouble. But I am also going to back Sheffield United here, but narrowly. 1-0. Now on to Southampton versus Sheffield Wednesday. Southampton, they're rising up the table again. They've got on their first win in a while. And it's much needed. They're managerless, but that's what you need. Sheffield Wednesday also picking up as of late, but not quite getting that win yet. But that was a brilliant goal from Barry Bannan. It's a brilliant strike, and surely something's going to come soon. But I'm sorry, Sheffield Wednesday, not just yet. Southampton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Southampton have picked up just their 3rd win of the season. That took quite some time to pick up that many victories, but I think they'll make it 2 for 2 here. I've gone 1-0.
Now on to Stoke Coventry.
Wow. The two most informed teams in the last 5 championship games meet at the Bet365. So it's an incredibly difficult game to call. And I really want to back Stoke actually, but I'm just going to play for a draw. I'm going to say 1 apiece.
Would you say Coventry's showing early signs of cracking? Because they lost at Wrexham, then they were losing to Sheffield United. Also, they came back in that second half, but they are starting to leak goals a little bit more. And I just think Stoke, they've been scoring a lot of goals recently. You know what? I'm going to back Stoke. Stoke 2, Coventry 1. Now, on to Swansea versus Ipswich. Swansea, off the back of a disappointing away defeat to Preston. Ipswich off the back of another draw. Swansea maybe showing signs of being in trouble, but I don't think they're immediately in danger yet. But I think pressure's going to mount on them here with a 2-1 loss to Ipswich.
Um, Ipswich somewhat hitting form, and Swansea somewhat the opposite. So I'm only going to go ahead and say 0-2.
Now for West Brom Oxford.
This is another really difficult one to call because they're both two bang out of form teams, both managers under fire. Um, I really don't know. Um, this is the one game, and for the first time this season, where I haven't written down a prediction before we've gotten going. So this is still a very raw prediction for me. I'm, I'm gonna say 1-0 West Brom.
So West Brom, obviously off the back of a 1-0 away loss to Charlton, and Oxford off the back of a 3-0 home loss to Stoke. As you mentioned, both are out of form, but maybe Oxford in more form. But I think West Brom will get the win here. West Brom 2, Oxford 0. And finally, Wrexham versus Charlton. Wrexham off the back of a midweek draw at Fratton Park, and Charlton off the back of a midweek win. Charlton in the playoffs. Who would have thought that? Will they continue? Well, they're against a Wrexham side who have beaten Coventry at home. May not mean that much. There could be a Charlton result, who knows? But I think I'm going to back Wrexham here. I'm going to go Wrexham 3, Charlton 1.
The home side are not easy on the eye at all. However, they've only lost one in the last 9. So that will be something Nathan Jones will have pointed out already. No doubt about that, because, well, Charlton are doing what Nathan Jones teams do. Can they do it again? 95th, 96th minute winner away at Wrexham? It would be very Hollywood. But I'm saying 1-1.
And do you have your score of the week?
I'm going to go for Sung Ho Pike of Birmingham.
Paik is showing good form recently, so I think it's a reasonable shout. I myself, so many times I've put score of the week for Coventry. I'm going to go against Coventry here. It's bold, but I'm going to go Lewis Baker for Stoke. So I believe that is everything. We shall see you for match week 16. Goodbye.